Good morning, daily huddlers. I don't know when I've been more excited about a daily huddle. We have something really exciting planned for you this morning. But before I do, I thought I would give us a laugh. And this joke needs no warm up. I just have a question for you, Sorrel. Put your thinking cap on. What do you call a wreath made out of $100 bills?
A money crown.
Aretha Franklin's. I got that one. Kathleen. That one's going to go down in history.
Aretha Franklin.
Good morning, daily huddlers. Good morning. Welcome to the Daily Huddle. It's Wednesday, and I think you are in the place to find yourselves in the very best place to ignite your day with a sense of passion and energy and focus. So thank you, each one of you, for prioritizing being here this morning. We're going to start this morning like we always do with some important questions so we can start our conversation with intention. And I think I am going to go straight to the beautiful Andrea and ask you this morning, tell me, how are you and what are you grateful for, Andrea?
So we have two Andreas, and
Andrea,
we both are amazing.
I'm going to go with you and then I'm going to go to the next one. Go for it.
Okay, so what was the question, Tara?
I said, how are you and what are you grateful for?
I am the way I say I am, and today I am productive. And what am I grateful for? This beautiful group of people, some faces that we met last weekend. So I'm grateful for this right now.
Thank you. And we are grateful for you. So grateful. Okay, Andrea Garcia. Two Andreas. I do love that. Tell me this morning, where are you and who will you hug today?
I am inspired. And today, my gratitude it goes towards the flow of life, full of surprises, full of unprecedented shifts, and really full of opportunities.
So beautiful. You put so much intention and thought into that. Thank you so much. I think I'm going to finish it with our founder and my treasured friend, Sorrel. Sorrel, tell us, what time is it and who will you hug today?
The time, Tara, is now. The only time there is. And today I have an opportunity to hug a cherished client. I'm going to do that.
Excellent.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. I do want to welcome you one more time to Wednesdays at the Daily Huddle. And Wednesdays is about communication and relationships, because we know that more effective communication builds deeper relationships, and deeper relationships builds better families, better communities, and better business. And one way that we can build better relationships is by leaning into our guest today, Dr. Nidhi Gupta. We are going to do a little bit of celebration of ReConnect 2022, which was last Saturday. But before I do that, I want to tell you just a few things about Dr. Gupta. I could spend the rest of the Daily Huddle reading her bio, but I won't do that. I just want to tell you just a few highlights that really stand out to me and help us to really appreciate where she is today and why she's here. Dr. Gupta was born and raised in India, and she got her medical degree in India. Then she came to the United States and she had a pediatric residency at Children's Hospital of Michigan. Then she was offered a fellowship and she completed a fellowship at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. And then after that, she was offered her dream job as a pediatric endocrinologist at Vanderbilt Children's Hospital in Nashville, Tennessee. And listen to this. After all that work and devotion, about 4 months ago, Dr. Gupta walked away from her dream job and she launched and founded Freedom, Ungrip Devices and Grip Life. Her guiding principles are knowledge and balance. She believes so passionately in what this movement is about, that she is here with us today. And we have a question, don't we, Dr. Gupta? We are going to talk about what really is, and how do you build an environment that is key to what the principles are of freedom, which is health, joy, and efficiency. How do we build an environment that gives us those three things? So if you could summarize for us a little bit, tell us about that.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you for having me on Daily Huddle. It is my most favorite place to be. It is the perfect way to start your day. Daily Huddle is an excellent habit to have. So thank you for having me on the Daily Huddle. And it's so great to see all of you who made the time this morning to come and join us in celebrating ReConnect 2022. So going to your question, Tara, how do we create an environment to sustain health, joy, and efficiency? There are three things: practice, patience, and intention. Nothing comes easy. No habit change comes easy. If we strive to make 1% change in one small habit a day, and we somehow are able to stick with that change for the rest of the year, at the end of the year, our habit would have changed by 33%. That's all it takes, 1% change a day. And practice, and practice, and practice. Practice with intention, without guilt, without judgment, without shame. There will be days where our mind, and you know this better than anybody else, Tara, our brain talks to us. Our brain tries to manipulate us. Our brain is going to tell us, oh no, not today, not today, from tomorrow. I'll start this from tomorrow. Another day, I'm too tired. I deserve this break. In that split second, if we are able to talk right back to our brain and tell the brain, hey dude, you are not the boss. I'm the boss. So you better listen to me. This is going to happen, and this is going to happen right now. That is when change will happen. We tend to rely so much on self-discipline and motivation and control to make changes. That is hard. That is hard. What is easier is changing our environment. Changing our environment is easier. Motivation is overrated. What does that mean? If we decide that, okay, from now on, I'm going to eat more fruits and vegetables as soon as I get home and maybe not reach for that cookie, what would be the easiest way to put that in practice? Out on the kitchen counter, put a fruit basket, fruits in full display, colorful, bright, yummy looking fruits in full display, and put the cookies away in the tallest cabinet of the kitchen where you cannot reach easily. Environment changes are easier. Self-motivation is hard. So practice, 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 patience, and intention.
Well, I think that what you just shared, you inspired in some people on Saturday. Tell those folks who are listening who were not with us Saturday, tell us a little bit about what ReConnect, what your ultimate goal was, and what took place on Saturday from 2 to 5 last Saturday in Buckhead, Atlanta.
So when Giovanni and Sorel and you and I started planning ReConnect 2022 almost 6 months ago, our mission was to empower our audience, empower the participants with knowledge about wireless mobile device dependency so that we can transform, or we can at least try to transform their attitudes and practices and their relationship with their devices. Well, guess what, Tara? June 18, 2022, Saturday, I walked out of Modak's studio in Buckhead, Atlanta, transformed myself. The passion of the audience, their sincerity, their honesty, their dedication, their motivation for those entire 3 hours, it touched me. It was heartfelt. It left me inspired to take the message farther and wider, louder and clearer until we reach as many people as we possibly can. We talked about the 3 critical questions of wireless mobile devices. We talked about the why, the how, and the what. Why are devices addictive? How does it affect our health and well-being? And the most important, what can we do about it without needing to throw our devices out the window and without needing to go back to a flip phone?
Mm. Thank you so much. You know, I asked some of the close friends that were there on Saturday. I was really digging for some critiques, you know, it could be better if fill in the blank. And I asked a friend, I said, did you feel like it was too long? Did it drag at any point? And she said, you know what, Tara, I thought it was going to. She said 3 hours is a long time, but she said, no, it flew by. And I asked, you know, what contributed to that? And she said partly it was the balance of the stories and the data and the stories and the data. But even though, and this is where I think it's critical that we really blow up this movement, is that I think everybody that stepped in there and most people on this globe know that there's somewhat of an addiction to their wireless mobile device. But the information that we shared was just so enlightening that we realized how much better we can experience life when we minimize our addiction to this right here. So I have heard, I don't know what you've been hearing, but I've like the people that have been there, they take a lot longer to respond to my texts. I've gotten beautiful messages about airplane mode and people buying alarm clocks. Tell me a little bit about what you've heard, and then I want to hear from the people that are here to share their experiences that day.
I have received messages and emails and phone calls, and the common theme has been that the event transformed their life. The insights that we shared at the event had them take a pause and relook and reanalyze their relationship with wireless mobile devices and how they can leverage the devices as tools. And we talked about this a lot on Saturday, how to use the devices as tools and not as distraction. And they all walked away feeling empowered, and they all walked away as messengers of the message. And they have conveyed the message to as many friends and family who would bother to listen.
Fantastic. One thing that I have uncovered with some of my close friends is and you mentioned it already, you said practice, because it's almost a shock to your family and friends that all of a sudden, especially if you're a parent, even of adult children, all of a sudden people are like, why are you not responding like you normally do? We've got to communicate proactively. Hey, this is the new me. This is the new knowledgeable, balanced me. So let's put some hands up out there in the audience from some folks that were there. Rhonda, you're on mute. Let us know about your experience. Anything you want to share, we would love to hear.
Yeah, thank you. And I so enjoyed it, Dr. Gupta and Tara, just tremendously. But I had my mom hat on when I went, and I brought my 2 daughters, and I thought, they're gonna get some information about them on their phone. And I sat there when you gave that test and thought, oh my gosh, this is about me too. So it was a wake-up call to me totally. And I scored higher than my daughter. So I'm not kidding. And I thought, okay, I hear it, I feel it, I'm on board. And we have had conversations each day since, my family, and we're on a mission. So I have to thank you. It's the mindful part that really spoke more than anything, that we're going to be in the moment. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for participating.
Loved it.
That is so beautiful. Ronald, and then I think Maxwell had his hand up.
Hey guys, that was so funny. I'm going to give you guys a story. It was a story, but a real fact. After the session, I got in my car in the building. I was supposed to pay $3 parking. And I stayed one extra couple more minutes, try to catch up on my messages. And I ended up paying for 3 hours, 1 minute. And I could have left the building, for the 3 hour parking. I stayed in my car trying to check my messages and catch up a little bit with my social media. And I stayed 1 minute extra and I ended up paying $8 parking. So I'm a victim of the phone situation. So I just wanted to, it cost me money to stay on the phone. So I just wanted to drop that joke in this morning because I was so pissed when I paid that $8 parking.
Now things are getting serious when it's tapping into your wallet, right, Ronald? And I know
Yes,
you
yes.
are a workhorse. So I'm excited to hear about your transformation. We have a lot of hands up, but I think Maxwell had his hand
I'm
up.
out.
He didn't do the virtual hand, so I'm going to go to Maxwell, and then I'm going to jump into those virtual hands. Maxwell, please tell us about your experience on Saturday and how it's affected you since.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Nice to see you, Tara. Nice to see you, Dr. Gupta. I feel like I can go on and on about all the great things that have happened since then, but I'll do my best to be very brief. The first thing I did when I got home was I deleted all of my social media apps, not the accounts, but the apps. And I looked at my phone, and one of the things that helped me was Dr. Gupta characterizes a phone as a tool rather than an extension of ourselves, like most of us do. And so I said, how would I treat a phone like a hammer? I would put it in a toolbox, keep it away. And when I would go to use it, I would very carefully take it out of the toolbox, use it, and then put it back. And so I started treating my phone like that overnight. Just to give you a perspective, Monday through Friday before the seminar, my average screen time was 5 to 6 hours a day. On the Sunday after the seminar, it was 2.5 hours. On Monday, it was 15 minutes. Tuesday, it was 9 minutes, and it's now a game to see how low I can get it. But to sum up, I feel more confident, I feel more productive, and I feel like I have a piece of my life back. And I thank y'all very much.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that, Maxwell. Thank you. And thank you everyone for sharing. It just makes the whole event worth it. So thank you. It's much appreciated. And I'm so glad to hear that it was useful and it was transformative. It's going to inspire so many more people. Just hearing from you is going to inspire so many more people. So thank you for sharing.
Yes, so vulnerable. It is so valuable. And I hope we have time to hear what you're doing with all that extra time. Rita, you have your hand up.
I do. Good morning, everybody. I'm here in Decatur. And so I was at the event on Saturday, and I love the event. So what I want to talk about just briefly is what changes I noticed in me. I know when I came into the event, I thought, oh, I don't have an issue with devices. I'm really good at my time and not being on social media. When I left, I realized that I spent more time on social media and on the phone than I thought. And I began noticing when I was on the phone, and I became more mindful. I think that's the thing I want to say. I was more mindful of my behavior, and that, hey, I could really look at this and I could just assess what I'm doing. I wasn't mindful at first. I just thought, oh, I don't have an issue, but I'll come anyway. And then the other thing that I became present to, Tara, when you told the stories, and I do a lot of public speaking, but what I was present to is I wanted to learn more about storytelling, because I was so moved by Caroline's story and your son's story. What is his name?
Wilson.
Wilson. I was so moved by that, and just, actually crying when I heard everything and every story. So I was like, that's a way to really move people. So I agree with whoever talked about the balance between the intellectual, the scientific, and then the human part. So I think it made a huge difference in my life, and I love being on. Thank you.
I cannot begin to tell you how much what you just said touched me, Rita, because So much of my work is focused on effective communication, but why is that important? And it's because of those stories that bind us when we have the courage to share our true selves. And the fact that that touched you, I will never forget you for that. So thank you. Thank you so much. Nikhil, did I say that right, Gupta?
Yes, hi, Tara. Hi.
Oh, hey, I remember you now.
Yeah, so I mean, I really enjoyed the event. I did not feel that, it was long. It flew by pretty quickly. And the stories that you and Sorel, Giovanni, and Nithi shared, those really connected with me and with the most of the audience. So that's my son, Neil. So we really enjoyed it, and we got a lot of practical points and tips on how to minimize or use the tools or mobile device more effectively. And personally, I mean, I also scored a little bit high on the scoring questionnaire. So I'm trying to be mindful and improve my behavior around WMDs. And I went for a couple of walks without taking my phone with me. That was one thing. And then I have to dig up my wristwatch and get new batteries on it now, so that I don't have to check my phone for time. So I think it's really, really powerful. And also, I wanted to point out that this wireless mobile device overuse, compulsive use, or addiction use is causing a lot of disease. And I see that being a physician myself in my practice of diabetes patients, endocrine patients, thyroid patients, PCOS, all of these diseases are on the rise. Younger and younger people at 20s, 25s, 30s are getting diabetes. And that is because, as Dr. Gupta pointed out, that the several things are getting missed, like sleep, exercise, and social connections, family time, are getting missed because of this addiction, and that is causing rise to these mental and physical health problems.
Thank you for that reminder. I feel like, and Dr. Gupta, tell me if you're on board. You're in front of all these people. We've got to get this same group back together in 30 days, 60 days, and see how. Right now we're just like it's Maxwell, like, hey, less time. I'm using my phone less. I'm so proud of it. I want to hear what has transformed as a result of making this a habit. It's so exciting. So thank you for sharing. And what a little angel in the background.
I love that idea of getting us all back together, maybe on Daily Huddle, maybe outside of Daily Huddle every 30 days to have an accountability and to hear what has changed and to learn what else can we talk about so that we can keep making the environment better and better and get more health, joy, and efficiency.
Yes, I know. We have so much more to share, you all. It was just like, the tip of the iceberg. There's just so much. So we just love that you see the beauty and the health in this opportunity. Andrea Villa.
So for me, thank you so much, because it was threefold. It was the experience was balanced, in my opinion, because you guys provided not only deep knowledge, but also practical tools. So we moved a narrative into big thinking, big ideas, and very practical, habitual things that we all can implement. So it was a really good balance, and I applaud you for that. So that's one thing. Second thing is, I'm also in the business of efficiency, and what it reminded me is the importance of us respecting our own time by letting others, I'm doing this, I don't want to be distracted. So creating those boundaries for you to be efficient, it was a really good reminder. So I put some notes, put an auto reply when you're focused. If I don't reply to you within 4 hours, it's because I'm working. So I hope you understand, call me if it's urgent. Things in that nature help you create those boundaries. So that was the second thing that I learned from hearing you guys. And the third thing for me was a wow moment. While we were more into the idea of wireless devices being our phones, for me personally was TV, because I have mastered, I guess, maybe not mastered, but I'm a little bit better with the phone. I create my boundaries, have auto replies, all of that. But what the TV was doing to me was taking me away from the things that I should be doing. So now when I'm sitting down and taking a 20-minute break, that when I want to watch TV, I'm doing it like Rita was saying, consciously. I am deciding to take this minute break and I'm going to watch TV because that I want to do. It's not because I don't have anything else to do. So it was that threefold: balanced, very deep thoughts and tips. Great. Second, efficiency, focus, creating those boundaries. And third, for me personally, was TV reminder. Like, if you're going to do it, you better have a good reason about what you're not doing while you're watching TV. So thank you guys for that.
That's very powerful, Andrea. Thank you for sharing that. And I want to add just one quick thing when you talk about creating boundaries. Like Tara, we only had 3 hours and we were only able to touch the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more that Tara and I have to share with you that is going to be useful, that we think is going to be useful. But the one thing I want to add is our social responsibility as senders and receivers of messages and emails. Back in the time when we did not have the luxury of being able to send anything to anyone at any time, we were a little bit more cognizant of, okay, it's after 5 p.m. Maybe the other person is with their family, with their friends. By calling them, will I be interrupting something? Have we lost that? Back in the time when it used to cost us 25 cents to send a message and 10 cents to receive a message, we were a whole lot more mindful. Now, it's free. So if a thought comes to our mind, we right away send. If we can pause before clicking that send button and think, the person who is receiving my message or email might be playing with his kid in the park at this time. Do I want to take him or her away from his family time and add to his or her distraction by sending a message? Can this message wait until tomorrow? Let's think about that. And if by tomorrow there is a chance that we have forgotten the message, well, maybe that message was not important enough to be sent in the first place.
And that's why this needs to be a movement. It can't just be about us. Our world needs to embrace that mentality. Thank you so much. I definitely want to make time for Andrea Garcia.
Thank you. Thank you, Tara. And I'm going to be very brief given the little time we have left. First of all, I want to say that the space that you, Tara, and Dr. Gupta and Sorrel and Giovanni create on Saturday, it was an alchemizing space. The energy of each of you and the way you intertwine your energy and you hold space for all of us to unfold, to be, it was magical. It was beyond of, natural skills. It was about superpowers. So I want to name that. And the other thing that I'm not going to tap into same things that some other the other persons have mentioned, but I'm going to say that what it was very interesting for me is the whole structure in awareness that you offer all of us. It can be translated into many different areas of our life. So this showing up in presence and be aware of how reactive we are in certain things, and by being reactive, how we allow them to control us and instead of being us in the driver's seat is a key thing that it can be placed related to work, related to relationships, and many, many other places. So it doesn't end with the devices, it really starts with the devices. So I just want to say that. Thank you so much. It was a beautiful experience.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, thank you. It's not a big enough word to say to each of you for your devotion, for your eagerness to grow and experience life in a more beautiful way. We are right up on the half an hour, but we definitely want to stay connected. I want to give the virtual microphone to Dr. Gupta to share what's coming next. Any last thoughts, and then I'll close us out.
So there are several things that are planned from ReConnect and from Freedom. We want to spread the message to parents and children, to students and teachers, to professionals and grandparents. So if there are any teachers in the audience who were touched and would like us to come in and talk to your schools, we are in. If there are any HR professionals who would like us to come and talk to your employees to help increase productivity, efficiency, and mitigate burnout, we are in. In terms of our next event, I am excited and thrilled to announce ReConnect 2022 Nashville chapter coming this fall to a theater near you in my hometown, Music City, Nashville.
Hooray. So excited. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to each of you for being here. And what a better day than to close out with our 7 tenets from Patty Dabrowski. When we walk away from that dopamine addiction, guess what we get to do? We get to follow these 7 tenets. We have more time to love with our whole heart. We have more time for laughter, which builds endorphins. So throw your head back and get some laughs throughout the day. We have more time to be generous, to give of our time, of our thoughts, of our spirit, of our forgiveness. We can stress less. That cell phone addiction, while we think it relaxes, it's actually stimulating us. So stress less. Get your sleep. Again, the wireless mobile device is interfering with our sleep through dopamine and also the reflection of the screen. Get your sleep. Eat more plants, which sets the place for more natural dopamine and serotonin. So eat more plants. And of course, throw those screens down and move that body and you will feel like $1,000,000. Thank you to all of you for being here at the Daily Huddle. We hope you will join us every day. Next Wednesday and each day tomorrow is Spirituality Matters, and we hope to see you there.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody, so much.